Political reflections, the destabilizer Trump's escalating threats against Iran, Patrick Coburn. The escalating American threats against Iran mean that the Iranians will be more vigorous in safeguarding their position in Iraq and Syria, said a former Iraqi minister who did not want his name published. He warned that senior officials, particularly those with a military background, will do everything short of war against Iran. They had convinced themselves that Iran's clerical government was weaker than was really the case. This is a disillusion many American governments have suffered from. They believe that they just have to kick the system and it will collapse, he said. The wishful thinking has been encouraged by the protests that have broken out in Iranian cities since 28 December. The Iranians are under the impression that others want to topple them, and this is understandable, said the Iraqi Prime Minister Haider al-Abadi in an interview in Baghdad last October. To protect themselves, they have to fight outside their borders. They generally do this through the use of proxies and skillful manipulation of local forces. If Mr. Trump does succeed, this is Patrick Coburn, in capsizing the Iran nuclear deal, the US may soon regret reigniting a series of conflicts likely to end badly for them. My conclusion is as simple as this. The Iran deal was Obama's signature foreign policy achievement that of itself makes it untenable in Trump's calculus. Taking back to something I wrote in October 2013, Barack Obama and Hassan Rouhani, the two Husseins, I wrote, then I said the recent rapprochement between President Obama and Iran's Hassan Rouhani has certainly snapped a losing sequence in US-Iran relations that goes all the way back to the Iranian Revolution in 1979 when Ayatollah Khomeini overthrew Mohammad Reza Pahlavi, the Shah of Iran. The Shah was the second and last monarch of the House of Pahlavi, otherwise known as the Peacock Throne. Hussein, Barack Hussein Obama, and Hassan Rouhani share the same name as the Prophet Muhammad's revered grandsons. Those who pursue the study of anthroponymy, personal names, especially in the Islamic world, probably view this as very fortuitous. I was wandering around the Hirshhorn Gallery in Washington last year and I came across this from the Chinese artist Weiwei. What's in a name? A name is the first and final marker of individual rights, one fixed part of the ever-changing human world. A name is the most basic characteristic of our human rights. No matter how poor or how rich, all living people have a name, and it is endowed with good wishes, the expectant blessings of kindness and virtue. Hussein and Hassan are going to have to cut through a great deal of interference. That interference is now back, of course, in a big way. In this situation, there are powerful vested interests fully invested in the status quo. If the Pax Americana in the Middle East were a three-legged stool with the US the most important leg, then Israel and Saudi Arabia are the other two legs of that stool. Neither Riyadh nor Tel Aviv are aligned with President Obama's Iranian rapprochement. And Saudi Arabia in particular has become increasingly forthright and is even threatening its own pivot away from the US. Take a look at this. This is a photograph of that quotation, what's in a name.